Hola a todos! I'm going to do a GCSE Spanish reading paper right now, and this is from June 2022 from LXL, but it's just as applicable to AQA. Normally, I do these on the computer, but I'm going to give it a shot on an iPad today. The paper, along with the mark scheme, is linked in the description. I urge you to do the paper with me, and if that means you bookmark this video to watch later, once you've got the paper downloaded or printed for yourself, then that's fine. And lastly, my answers may not be correct, nor the only acceptable responses, so if you're unsure, have a look at the mark scheme. Vale, vamos. Okay, question 1. Read this blog. Section A, we're answering in English, as it says. Yeah, we're answering in English or with multiple choice. So, read this blog. Soy Paco. En junio voy a la costa de vacaciones con mi familia. Nos divertimos mucho. Let's look at the question. So we've read the first paragraph. Let's look at the first question. Answer the questions in English. Who does Paco go on holiday with? So here he says, voy a la costa de vacaciones con mi familia. The only personal group of people, because obviously the question is who, so it has to be some personal group of people, is mi familia. So the answer must be mi familia. I'm answering in English, so my family, or his family, you have to say, don't we? His family. Okay, continuing on. How does he get to the beach? That must be on the second paragraph. Siempre alquilamos un piso, pero este año estamos alojados en un hotel. So he's living in a hotel, muy cómodo. Lo mejor es que, the best thing is that, podemos ir del hotel a la playa caminando. So the best thing is that he can go from the hotel to the beach walking. This keyword here, walking, caminando, is the answer, so walking. Or on foot, by foot, okay? And then what is the weather like? That must be in the last paragraph here. So, mi madre y yo nadamos, we swim, so it must be some good weather. Nadamos en el mar todas las mañanas porque hace calor. A mi hermana le gusta tomar el sol. Mi padre se sienta en la playa a leer un libro. So we've mentioned a few bits of color here. Heat here, or not heat, weather. Hace calor, it's hot. Tomar el sol. So both of these ideas are about it being hot, being sunny. And the last sentence doesn't do anything there. So the answer here is going to be it's hot, right? You maybe could get away with saying sunny, but I'm just going to say it's hot. With the answer being hace calor. Here it says my sister likes sunbathing, likes taking in the sun, tomar el sol. But the actual weather itself is going to be hot. It is hot. Vale, hace calor. Okay, continuamos. Okay, read the extract from the text. The author is talking about Maria's new life as a teacher. So Maria is a character, new life as a teacher. So María está muy alegre porque ha aprobado todos sus exámenes. Piensa que ahora su vida será fantástica. Some keywords. So María is happy because she has passed all her exams, and she thinks her life from now on will be fantastic, fantástica. Antes odiaba, she hated, odiaba tener que estudiar todas las noches y tener que conducir para ir a la universidad. So two things she hates, odiar is to hate, having to study and having to drive to go to university. So why is Maria happy? Because is the word porque. So whatever after the word porque is, we can just sort of copy a bit of that. So because she has passed, todos is all, so she has passed all her exams. Okay, that's why she's happy. Fair enough, she's passed her exams. Why wouldn't you be happy? What does Maria dislike about her university life? Give one idea. So it mentions her disliking something with the word odiaba. I think you can get away with putting studying every night or having to drive to university. Just to be safe, I'm going to put the option near the word university. I think they're both correct. But we know she has to drive to get to university. Vale? So what does she dislike? Having to drive to university. Having to drive to uni. I'm just going to put having to drive to uni. Vale? Tener que is like a chore, is have to do something. Yeah, quite a good expression. That tener que, for example, tengo que, I have to do something. What makes Maria's job difficult? Give one idea. I don't think we've read this bit yet, so let's do that. Muy rápido. Encuentra, so really quickly she finds un trabajo como profesor de primaria, primary school teacher. Sin embargo, when she starts a trabajar Todo es bastante difícil. So this question is about being difficult. We found the word difficult, so let's see what makes it difficult. Tiene la clase, más ruidosa, this adjective might help us, más ruidosa de toda la escuela. Muchos de los otros profesores no son muy simpáticos. So I think we have two answers here again. So we can have either la clase is really loud, so muy ruidosa is really loud, really noisy class, maybe like a misbehaved class. And muchos de los otros profesores, the other teachers, are not very nice. So two reasons there. I'm just going to put the first one. Let's think how we would translate this into English. We're answering in English. She has the noisiest class of the entire school, I'm going to say. Let's just say she has a noisy class. I believe that would be accepted, or you can translate directly. She has the noisiest class, so she has a noisy class. I'm going to say. Okay. And then why is Maria organizing the Christmas party? Let's read this final little sentence up here. So la directora, which is the director, which is like the head teacher, ha dicho que. So we've seen this twice now. This tense. I'm going to put it in green. Ha dicho, and we saw it up here as well. Ha aprobado. What's the name of this tense really quickly? It's the present perfect. If you don't know how to recognize this, how to conjugate this, definitely learn that. It's come up twice in the same paragraph, so in the same answer, in the same question. It's only question 2. Anyway, so ha dicho has said that este año, this year, Maria will have to, again, tiene que, we saw it here as well, tiene que organizar la fiesta de Navidad de la escuela. Hopefully you understood what this is saying. The director or the head teacher said that this year Maria has to organize. She has the responsibility of basically for organizing the Christmas party of the school Christmas party. So why is she organizing the Christmas party? Well, it's because the head teacher told her to. Yeah. So the head teacher, I'm just gonna say told her to. Vale? So this is 4 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully it's relatively easy. I'm going to highlight what I think the hardest word would be here. What would some hard words here be? Alegre looks nothing like the English word for happy. Ruidosa, maybe. The rest of it I think is okay. Maybe it's comienza, but you don't need to understand what it means to answer the question. Yeah, so I think question 1 and 2 relatively easy. Okay, next one, question 3. Read Jose's blog. So, soy Jose, great. Su name, Jose. Después de estudiar mecánica, no pude encontrar trabajo. So he's giving a bit of a life story. After he studied to be a mechanic, he could not, no pude, encontrar trabajo, pero comencé. I started my own company 7 years ago, thanks to the help of my parents. Let's read the next one as well. Then, cuando empecé, when I started, it was quite difficult. Luckily, por suerte, ahora todo es más fácil. Everything is easier. Siempre, we are always busy. And same tense again. What's the name of this tense? Present perfect. I have opened gasolinera. Not sure exactly what this means, but so we see the word something gas, we can assume it's something to do with car, mechanic, petrol sort of thing. Al lado de mi casa. So I'm not sure what this word here means, but it doesn't matter. Let's continue. So, when, underline maybe the word, when did Jose start his business? I believe it was 7 years ago. Let's double check. Yeah, 7 años. This hace is the word ago. I always make it really clear that hace is a really important word. It means ago. Quite a tricky one. Not everyone knows that hace means ago, but I always say hace is ago. Make sure you know that. So 7 years ago. I'm just do 7 as a number there. 7. Why have I written that again? 7 years ago. Vale? Now, how does Jose know his business is successful? Give one idea. Well, I think it was something about him being always busy, wasn't it? Siempre estamos ocupados. Siempre estamos ocupados. We are always busy. If someone's busy, they're going to be successful normally. So what would I say? He's always busy, or siempre estamos, so it's we. So we changes to, if I say, so we changes to they, so they are always busy. In the third person, we, it becomes they, so they are always busy. If it was, for example, like estoy, I am always, then it will change to he is always busy. But because it's estamos, it's going to be they. What do you need to get a job with Jose? I don't think it says that. Let's keep going then to read where it says that. En mi empresa, in my company, all the employees need, again, we've seen this like third time or fourth time now, tienen que, they have to have a title or like a degree is what un título is, y poder trabajar en equipo, so they have to have two things, either have a have a degree, some sort of qualification, and be able to work in a team. So I think you can just put one or the other. So I'm going to say the first one. Let's say the second one. Poder trabajar en equipo is easy to translate, just be able to work in a team. Be able, poder, and then work, be able to work in a team. Okay? How does Jose ensure the quality of his work? The word quality, I know, is calidad. So we may see that word in the text. Anyway, let's see if we see that one. Okay, so this one here, por supuesto, solo utilizamos productos de las mejores marcas. So, of course, we only use products of the highest brands. Marca is a really tricky word. I doubt if you actually knew that one. It's brands. Or like even like designer brands sort of thing. In this case, just like the greatest brands. Our work, nuestro trabajo, está garantizado por 2 años. So we have like a 2-year, it's guaranteed for 2 years, our products. And he's a mechanic, so that sort of makes sense. Okay. So how does Jose ensure the quality of his work? Let's use the first reason. I think you can give either one here. They only use utilizamos, so we becomes they. They only use like the best products from the best brands. So they only use products from the best, I'm going to say brands. There's probably other ways of saying this, shorter ways as well, but I think this will get the mark here. Okay. Last but not least, letter E. What does Jose? Stop. Want to do in the future? So it's going to be in the final bit here. En el futuro, mi sueño, my dream. Another tricky word. If you want to get my flashcards on Anki to learn all this vocabulary, you can do so. It'll be linked in the description. But this is dream. So all my Anki flashcards are free and stuff, but this is how you learn vocab. This is why vocab is so important. It comes in handy in these reading and listing questions. So my dream is teach in business school, in una escuela de negocios in the business school. I hope to be able to do it very soon. Hacerlo, to do it very soon. So what does he want to do in the future? He wants to teach. Enseñar, we saw the word to teach. In what was it? Teach in business schools. I would say that. That's how I would translate that. Business school. I know I've misspelled that. Anyway, okay, that was question 3, wasn't it? Let's go into question 4. Vale, we see Juan talks about his family. This is extract from a text. These ones can be quite tricky because I think it's from like an actual book or something. Anyway, let's read it. So, soy Juan, voy a ir a Comala porque ahí vive mi padre. So this place Comala, his dad lives there. Vive mi padre. Mi madre me dijo, told me, debes ir a visitar a tu padre. Él quiere conocerte, no te dará dinero. Let's translate what it says in these apostrophes. So, you must visit your father. He wants to meet you or get to know you, something along those lines. He won't give you money, no te dará dinero. Not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing, but let's read the first one here then. So, this is multiple choice, makes it quite easy. Juan's mother told him to go to see his father. Yeah, so it doesn't say live with, give money to, it's saying he won't give you money. It doesn't say travel with. Travel, we may see the word viajar. It says visitar, which is just visit, to go to see his father. Okay, let's keep reading. Llegar a Comala fue maravilloso. It was amazing to arrive. Llegar is arrive to Comala. Las casas, the houses were white, and the countryside was yellow, like through the sun, from the sun. The wind was warm, caliente, kind of warm, or like hot even. There weren't people in this small streets, nor in the bars. This ni is no. So there basically weren't a lot of people, is what's saying there. Is what's being said. So the countryside was yellow because of the sun, wasn't it? Let's double check. Yeah, el campo estaba. This is from estar in the present tense. Sorry, imperfect tense. Used to be. It was yellow. Next one, when Juan got to Comala, the town was. I think it was windy. It mentioned wind, fine, but that's not what's happening here. It wasn't cold, it wasn't busy or noisy, it was empty actually. So this one's a bit of inference where it says there weren't people in this line here. Is the question number 3 there. No había gente en las pequeñas calles ni los bares. There weren't basically people around. Okay, next bit. So as you can see, a little tip here, let's do a little tip box here. Read one paragraph at a time, as you've seen me do, and answer one question at one question or one part of a question at a time as well. So I wouldn't read the whole thing all in one go. I would do like bit by bit, just as you've seen me do. Read one question at a time and then one paragraph at a time, vice versa. It's normally always going to be in chronological order. So here we can see like the first bit or the first 2 lines helps us with this one, etc., etc. Anyway, I think you can see that from where I'm doing it. Okay. Next bit. Can I help you? ¿Puedo ayudarle? Me pregunto un hombre viejo. I doubt this adjective will come in handy, but viejo means old. Another tricky word there. We have antiguo, but for people, viejo is like more common to say old person. Voy a ver a mi padre por primera vez. So he's come here to see his dad for the first time. His name is Pedro Paramo. I responded. So let's see if we can answer the question now. So Juan, this is the son, this is the father. So has never met, maybe is a friend of, nah. Has lived with, also no, is a cousin of, no. The first one is the answer, it's A. Juan is the son, Pedro is the father. Up to now, I think it's all been quite easy, especially if you're a higher tier student, which is what this paper is, higher tier paper. You should be getting almost full marks, I think. Okay, let's continue. Last little bit on Pedro. Pedro está solo y se pondrá muy alegre de verlo. No está bien y hace años que no recibe visitas, dijo el hombre. So this guy's quite lonely and he became very happy. If you can realize what's happening here. Se pondrá muy alegre de verlo. He became so happy to see his son, to see Juan. Okay. This is the second time we're seeing the word alegre. I think we saw it in question 2 or 1 as well. Alegre just means happy. Se pondrá, from ponerse, ¿vale? Oh, he actually is pondrá. This is the future tense. He will be very happy to see him. Anyway, I think we can answer the last one here now. Does not have many visitors. He is old. He is not well. He's not happy. I actually don't think he's old. It mentioned viejo, but it said the guy talking to Juan was old, not Pedro himself. So he is not well is the answer there. ¿Vale? Quite easy, I think. Let's continue then. So, question 5. Read this article. Is it multiple choice? Yes, it is. So this is one where you may have to read like all of them at once or something. Let's see what happens. Just read the first bit and see if we can answer any of the questions. So, Joaquín, I think you'd say that name. Nuestras costas son la responsabilidad de todos nosotros. Yo soy voluntario en un grupo ecológico que busca basura, trash in the beaches. Estoy feliz porque cada vez hay más voluntarios y no hay mucha basura. So this guy's basically, just to summarize, is beach cleanup, isn't it? So this guy's all about beach cleanup. He's a volunteer and he thinks to protect the coast, aka the beach. He's all about that. So let's see if there's anything about beaches or the coast. I mean, immediately, no, there isn't. Joaquin does not mention global warming, does not mention endangered species. He thinks, I think is the first sentence, he thinks it's the responsibility of everyone. So maybe it's one of those. Thinks that everybody can recycle. Does not mention recycling. So I don't think it's going to be A. Says the environment is cleaner. Is it going to be that one? Yes, no hay mucha basura. So he's saying each time, cada vez hay más, there are more volunteers and there's not as much rubbish. So I'm thinking say C is Joaquin. How do you spell that? What was it? J-O, like A-Q, something like I-N, I think. Let's do that. I can always change it if I need to, but okay, there it is. Yeah, Joaquin. I think it's going to be C. It's slightly tricky here. But again, process of elimination, they're normally not going to have like 2 or 3 being repeated. Anyway, let's read it, Ramiro, shall we? So, trabajo con un grupo de personas de todas las edades. I love this word edades because no one seems to know what it means. Ages. Ages. Please learn the word edades is ages. And la edad, singular obviously being just the age. Y creo que esto es muy bueno. So he likes the fact that, oh, it's all different ages. Para nosotros, la protección de las especies amenazadas. So here we mention a keyword here, which we saw in the questions. Ha sido siempre importante. Debemos protegerlas aquí en todo el mundo. So this one for sure is going to be endangered species. This last one, Ramiro, his name was, wasn't it? Let's do it in orange. Ramiro. Well, this one I think is quite easy. Okay. Marcelo, en los institutos, in schools, se debe enseñar a todos los jóvenes la importancia de reciclar. So the importance of recycling in schools. Hay cosas fáciles que todos pueden hacer. There are easy things that everyone can do. For example, each Sunday I bring my own bag to the cafeteria where I buy tea. Sorry, not bag, I bring my own cup or glass. This is taza is not a really common word, but it means like cup, let's say cup, glass, to the cafe where I buy tea, I buy coffee. Okay? So Marcelo, which one was Marcelo going to be? Let's see. He thinks that everybody can recycle. Yes, he said it's easy. He thinks you can just go to like the coffee shop and whatever. You can recycle there. You can bring your own like cup and stuff and reuse, recycle, etc. So that's going to be first one. And then Emilio, we can guess is going to fill the last gap in number B. But let's check. So for me, what does it say? Me preocupa el cambio climático, climate change. Según los expertos, debemos usar las energías que no dañan al medio ambiente, como la energía del viento, which is wind energy. Si no hacemos esto, vamos a experimentar temperaturas extremas y desastres naturales. So this is really clearly about global warming, natural disasters, extreme temperatures, etc. So I think it's safe to say this is about Emilio is concerned with global warming. The word for global warming, actually, they didn't say is el calentamiento global. ¿Vale? I actually think it's calentamiento global. Okay. Actually, it continues on with Ramiro on this one as well. So, why does Ramiro like the group that he works with? Let's double check. Oh, yes, ages. He likes because they're different ages, isn't it? Trabajo con un grupo de personas de todas las edades. Yeah, he likes that. So how would we word this in English? Why does he like it? Because the group is mixed age. Does that make sense in English? I'm not sure if it does, but I'm going to leave it as that. It gets the idea, of course. These can be tricky to like obviously translate into English and word it in a way that makes sense in English, but I think you get them up for that. So the group is mixed age, or is like, yeah, mixed age. What example does Marcelo give as a way of recycling? Doesn't he say he goes to bring his own cup and coffee? Let's pick up that one. So Marcelo, llevo mi propia taza. He brings his own cup to buy coffee. So he brings his own cup to buy coffee. Double F, double E. Vale. That was that question 5? Okay, this is where it gets slightly trickier, but again, if you're a high test student, you should get like close to full marks here. Emilio was easy, Ramiro was easy. I think Joaquin was maybe the trickiest one there. Anyway, let's continue. Numero 6, read this report. One big paragraph here. Let's break it down. I'm going to highlight the tricky words in red as well. So, muchos jóvenes gastan, they spend almost half of their money on clothes. Okay, fair enough, that's true. En España, las ventas, the sales, online sales, son cada vez más altas. This cada vez is always a tricky one. It means more and more. You learn this at A-level. They don't really teach you this at GCSE. This basically, you translate it as more and more. Yeah? So each time more. You don't say each time more. It looks like each time more. It's what it means, but you just say more and more. Okay? So more and more, cada vez más, more high. Yeah, altas, tall, high. So in Spain, online sales are increasing on more and more higher. Los jóvenes compran todo el tiempo sin problema. So they're just buying things the whole time. Sin problema porque tienen el móvil en la mano todo el día, in the hand. Okay, see if I can answer question 1 with this. Is there multiple choice? Yes, ooh, it is. Okay, it's interesting. I like these ones, I think. So what does the report tell us? I'm not going to tick the main boxes for the time being. I'm going to put it on the side. So I think, yes, young people spend most of their money on clothes. Yeah, that seems correct. Actually, we have to be really careful. Most. The word most is different to mitad. So maybe it's not correct. Let's put a little dash there for the time being. In Spain, online shopping is not so popular. That I know for a fact is false because it said cada vez más altas. So we can put an X in there because we know that's not the correct answer. We're ticking the correct boxes. Some shops sell. Okay, let's keep reading. Entre los jóvenes, las tiendas que tienen más éxito son las de moda rápida. Really important word. Fast fashion. This word means fast, and moda is fashion. Porque cambian sus diseños cada mes, fair enough, para las pocas personas que tienen mucho dinero y quieren tener ropa original. Están las tiendas con ropa de marca. So see this word marca again. Designer clothes. So poor people, or just like teenagers, I should say, so buy fast fashion, and the few people who have money will buy original clothes of designer clothes. So interesting. Okay, so it's not many people buy designer clothes. Only the sort of the rich can afford it. The few people. It said pocas, didn't it? So it's not going to be that one. So we can cross out that one. Cross out that one. It's A, C, E, F, or G. Like 3 of them. Second-hand shops. We've not seen this word yet. Here it is. Segunda mano. Algo nuevo en España son las tiendas de segunda mano. Hoy las vemos en muchas ciudades y sus mejores clientes son la gente interesada en encontrar buena ropa con grandes descuentos. So people are looking for big discounts. También se puede comprar de estas tiendas en internet. Okay. And then did it say second-hand shops are new? Yes. So I think E could be correct. Yes, second-hand shops are new in Spain. That could be correct. Young people buy clothes from supermarkets. Don't think we've read that far, but yes, okay, here it is. En España, muchos adultos compran su ropa en los supermercados. Sin embargo, hay también jóvenes que lo hacen por la buena calidad que tienen esos productos. Okay, tricky phrases here. So we mentioned adults. We don't care about adults. We care about teenagers. También, also teenagers. Okay, there are also teenagers who do it, aka buy clothes from supermarkets for the high quality. Okay, la buena calidad. I said the word calidad earlier on as well. So this it gets tricky because they're mentioning jóvenes in the second half of the sentence, but the answer to that one is correct. So we think F is correct. This must not be correct, therefore. So A correct. No, we said no. CEF is correct, isn't it? Yeah. CEF. This is not correct. The answers are going to be CEF. A is because it's only half. Okay. Okay. There's more questions here, which is just writing questions. So, why is shopping online easier for young people? Something about having the phone in the hand, isn't it? Porque tienen el móvil en la mano todo el día. Let's just copy that, but in Spanish, in English, sorry. Because they, in English, we would say they always have their phone to hand, isn't it? So they always have to hand. And the next one, who buy secondhand clothes? It was young people, people who want to find good discounts. Buena ropa con grandes descuentos. So, how would I, those who want, like people who want good clothes at big discounts. Vale? And that's question 6 there. Okay, end of section A. Let's go into section B. I think section B have to answer in Spanish, I believe. It's like that for AQA anyways, but let's continue. So, okay, lee un blog sobre una fiesta. La fiesta de mi pueblo es en agosto. Mi pueblo es especial. Tiene un lago grande y un campo maravilloso. Un lago es a lake. Temprano por la mañana, so temprano, early in the morning, durante la fiesta, mucha gente sale a pasear en sus barcos. Hay niños con grandes collares blancos. También hay mujeres con vestidos tradicionales y hombres con sombreros que tienen guitarras. Okay, let's have a go at breaking this down. So, what are the main points? Okay, there's a party going on in August. There's a big lake. Un campo, countryside, marvelous countryside. Temprano is early. Can I zoom in and just write it here? Early. In the morning during the festival, mucha gente sale a pasear en sus barcos. Pasear is like to walk. So they get out, they leave to walk, pasear en sus barcos, in their boats. And then hay niños con grandes collares. I think collares is just like collar on a shirt, but I'm not sure actually. And también hay mujeres con vestidos, so traditional just dresses. And an hombre con sombreros que tienen guitarras. I think you got that bit there. Okay, so should be in chronological order here. So la fiesta de mi pueblo es en otoño, primavera, verano o invierno. August, August is in summer, isn't it? June, let's think about this. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I'm not sure how the months of the year work, how the seasons work, but I'm gonna guess it's in summer. Yeah, is that a silly guess? Maybe. But I'm gonna put down summer anyway. This is one where you just have to think about like what season it is. And I don't think September counts as summer. No, there are 4 seasons, aren't there? So winter. Oh, this is not how it works. Is it? Oh, I see. Okay. Anyway, I just realized. I think it's like March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So this is going to be, I think I realized how this works. Spring, summer, what comes next? Like autumn and winter. Anyway, that's besides the point. Verano, summer, you should know, we all should know what verano means. It's the most common one you guys use, the most common season, so yeah. Let's continue. August, it's going to be en verano. Durante la fiesta, mucha gente va a... Okay, they mentioned lago, they mentioned campo, they mentioned varios otro pueblo. Let's keep reading, I think. Okay, many people during the festival sale a pasear en sus barcos. Barco is boat, so which one's it going to be? Al lago, I think, in the lake. The closest thing about being a boat here is going to be the lake. So I believe it's going to be B, lake. And then las mujeres llevan, we saw ropa especial, isn't it? Vestidos tradicionales is basically ropa especial. El sábado, we didn't see anything about sábado, so we have to keep reading. El sábado, which is like what's Saturday. Saturday, midday, a mediodía, todas van a la iglesia, church, en la plaza, in the square. It's like the church in the middle of, in the center of the place. Esa noche, like that night, that night, hay mucha gente, there are many people. Everyone is singing, dancing in the streets, and in the restaurants. The party ends the next day with a feast or with a meal. So, el sábado, a las midday, wasn't it? So a las like midday, close to midday is going to be mediodía. So it must be, can't be 9, 10, 11, 12. So it must be 12, midday. Yeah, mediodía, middle day. That's a bit of a silly one, I think, but yeah, middle day. 12 p.m. La fiesta termina the day after. So sábado, domingo is going to be Sunday. So Monday, jueves is Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so it ends the day after and the Sunday. Okay, we're done with this question. I think this question was a little tricky, a little bit weird as well. But we must be ending soon. So question 8, how many are there? 8, 9, and then 10 is going to be a translation. Okay, good. We always have a 9-mark translation at the end. Anyway, question 8. Lee lo que dicen estos jóvenes. So 4 people and a bunch of names. These ones you usually have to read like all of it, but anyway, let's go. So Gloria, para mí, lo más importante es poder sacar buenas fotos con mi móvil. También lo necesito para estar en contacto con mis padres. So why does she like her phone? Because she can take photos and contact parents. So we'll try and like summarize it if you can, especially if you've got time. This following, there's a lot of words we're seeing, so we need to like really simplify things down. So we're matching the description with the name of the person, aren't we? So which one of these gives us Gloria vibes? Okay, so disadvantages and advantages, nope. Can talk with family, yeah, possibly. No music, leave house, no. Leave phone in house, no. Mi móvil debe tener una buena cámara, it could be that one. Yes, why? Lo más importante. That's really important. When we see quantifiers, instead of saying, oh, for me it's important, the most important thing. So we can ignore the second bit. She doesn't care about that. She cares about taking photos. That's the most important thing. So that's how I know 8E is going to be Gloria. Vale? So you always look at this quantifiers, really think about what's happening. Lo más importante, that helps us here. So Jesús, uso mi móvil para descargar canciones, which is songs. También, also, lo uso, I use it to look for information when I do schoolwork, yeah. So it's going to be stuff about school, stuff about music. So it doesn't mention school, it mentions music. So I'm going to say this one's going to be Jesus. You can always change things around if need be. In like the real exam, obviously with the second rub it out, but maybe write it really small on the bottom here. So if you want to rub things out, cross things out, you can. But I think that's one Jesus. That one is Jesus. Okay, Matilde. Yo sé que I know that with my phone, I can find all the information that there's on the internet, and this is good, but it can also be bad. So we see it's good, but it also can be bad. Es bueno, es malo. It's going to be advantages and disadvantages. This one I'm pretty confident is going to be the first one. Her name was Matilde. Vale. Last but not least, Nacho. Mis padres son muy estrictos y no me permiten. They do not allow me to bring my phone. Llevar is a really, really important word. It can mean like 5 different things, but in this case, bring, take, it can mean wear. Yes, in this case, bring my phone to school. They say that the whole day I'm watching the friends, I'm like, watching the messages of my friends. Or I'm looking at the messages of my friends. So this one has to be about can't take his phone outside of his house, I think. So this is Nacho. We have one missing, don't we? Yes, this one has got 5. Okay, so I can talk with my family. That one was Gloria, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continuamos. Number 9. Whew, this is a long one, guys. Okay. 5 marks, quite a long text. Let's see. This is actually the last question, so we got this. Lee este artículo sobre los clubes o las actividades extracurriculares. Anyway, it's hard word to pronounce. Okay, en mi instituto, los clubes extracurriculares son obligatorios. They're obligatory. That you can tell what that means. Nuestro director dice que cuando los alumnos de primaria aprenden a tocar un instrumento, mejora su memoria. Okay, so there's a space here. Yes, there is. Learning instrument is basically what's happening here. Learning to play an instrument improves memory, and those who play chess, this is a really important, not important word, but a really hard word, chess, doesn't come up very often, as you can imagine, but it looks nothing like the English counterpart, doesn't it? So chess they have more concentration. So in school, clubs are good. They help with memory and concentration. So contesta en español. So again, in español, did I do the previous ones in español? Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, contesta en español. You do not have to write in full sentences. Menciona 2 actividades que son buenas para los niños. It was chess and playing an instrument. So use the same words in the question. I remember it was tocar un instrumento, tocar like el instrumento, and jugar like al ajedrez, wasn't it? Jugar al ajedrez, which is chess. ¿Qué deben hacer los estudiantes durante su entrevista? Why do they have an interview? What interview for what? To become ser miembro de un club extracurricular tiene ventajas a todas las edades. Por ejemplo, los alumnos de bachillerato deben hablar sobre estos clubes en una entrevista para tener mejores posibilidades de entrar en la universidad de su selección. So the reason we have interviews is for university, rather. So what must they do in these interviews? Talk about school clubs, isn't it? That's the easy one, I think. Hablar is obviously to talk about. Hablar. Sobre means about or above, but in this case about. So hablar sobre sus let's use the word clubes extracurriculares. Extracurricular clubs. Okay. How can they help you in work? Mundo laboral eventually is about this trabajo. Los clubes extracurriculares como el de teatro o el de debate les enseñan a hablar en público. They teach you public speaking. That must be the answer here then. So les enseñan a hablar en público. It's not a hard question or hard thing to understand. Enseñar, you should know, as they teach. This les means them. Once you know your direct object pronouns, then this text, this question is not very tricky, not that tricky. Last one, esto será algo muy valioso en su primer trabajo. This will be very important in their first job. So how can they help? They help you talking in public, isn't it? So so it says they teach them, so you learn. You learn is aprendes. So aprendes como hablar. And then I think just en público should do the trick. En público. Lastly, ¿qué piensan los padres de los clubes de deberes? So homework club, interesting. Doesn't seem very fun. También hay clubes de deberes donde los alumnos hacen los deberes y repasan las asignaturas que se estudian en las clases. Estos clubes son los más populares entre los padres de los alumnos, según las respuestas que dieron a una encuesta recientemente. So students probably hate this club, but parents enjoy it. It's the most popular among parents. I was going to say, it's popular. Yeah, it's popular. Let's say they are popular. Let's just, son populares. ¿Qué piensan? Son populares entre los padres. This word entre is between. or in this case, amongst. Okay? Entre los padres, give me the padres. Vale. And I think that one's done. Number 9. Last but not least, we've done this quite quickly. Number 10. Let's do 10. I'll talk a little bit about how I just found the paper overall. Anyway, number 10, translation. We're not done yet. So translation, how would I do this? First of all, use the space you're given. You'll see me do that in a second. Second of all, I'd read it first, especially if we've got time. I think we've got about 10-15 minutes. Let's read the whole text first. So, en la plaza del mercado hay un festival de música clásica. Voy todos los años porque me encanta este hermoso espectáculo. Este año espero cantar con unos alumnos de mi clase en el primer concierto que empieza a las 8. El año pasado vinieron muchos orquestas famosos de varios países. So I've seen the present tense here, the present tense. Technically the future tense, but not really. Just 2 tenses here, no subjunctive, which normally you would see some sort of subjunctive in these questions. Yeah. Okay, let's start translating then, shall we? Get a pen ready. So, en la plaza. How would I say en la plaza? In the square. Whenever we see something, there's something. In Spanish, we say, for example, el dormitorio de, like Juan. But in English, we would say Juan's bedroom. So a similar thing here I'm going to do. Because I see the there, I'm going to try and rearrange those 3 words. Instead of saying in the square of the market, I'm going to say in the market square. Okay? And I get if people don't know the word plaza, it's a bit of a silly one. Yeah, it just means like, if you think of like Trafalgar Square, that sort of square is what it refers to. So in the market square, there is, again, un festival de música clásica. Let's rearrange the words. There is a classical, let's work on handwriting a little bit. There is a classical music, what was the word? Festival, isn't it? Festival. Full stops, that's the first sentence there. Trickiest word going to be plaza, isn't it? Voy todos los años, I go every year or each year. I saw the word porque. Porque is because. Me encanta, I love this. Hermoso is beautiful. Beautiful, like, what's the word? Espectaculo. Okay, because I love this, so hermoso is beautiful. I'm going to use the word spectacle as well. Oops, it's spectacle. Like, this isn't a spectacle. That makes sense. A spectacle just means like some sort of like show event. Just to point your attention though, why is the adjective before the noun? Normally in Spanish we see noun, then adjective, como perro grande. But sometimes we can have gran perro in some cases, ¿vale? And that's sort of what's happening here. Some common adjectives like hermoso being one of them, you can have before the noun. Este hermoso espectaculo works both ways. You can have the noun before, after, adjective before, after, etc. Okay, so it's beautiful. Spectacle is the word I've chosen to use. There's probably some synonyms allowed in the mark scheme, I hope anyway. Okay, full stop. This year, espero, I hope, that's a tricky one. I hope to sing. We saw canciones earlier. Cantar is to sing with some students. There is just from my class in the first primer concierto, first concert. So most times you can translate word for word, but sometimes you have to rearrange the sentence a little bit. So always like go in your head a few words ahead before you're writing it. Or actually, I made a mistake here. I should be writing separately, shouldn't I? I'm gonna do that just for this bit. Actually, yeah. Normally, I'd always say leave your work, separate your work out. Let me do that quickly. Okay, being on an iPad lets me fix that quite quickly. So this is what I mean by separating your work out in each sentence. I should have done that earlier on, like using the lines in you're given. So in the first concert, what's coming next? En el primer concierto, que empieza, which starts a las, what is it, ocho? It is, isn't it, ocho? Which starts at, at, I'm going to say 8 o'clock as you would in English, there. Okay, last sentence, el año pasado, last year, vinieron. So you can say vinieron means they came, so it's a really tricky word because the infinitive is venir, this is irregular, and people don't use the word venir a lot. You see it in, for example, in que viene, next something, next year, next month, but venir is a, like, please revise this verb and how to conjugate it and stuff, because it's one that comes up a few times, but not many people know how to use in class and stuff. It's not one you use in writing often anyway. But what was I saying? So we can't say vinieron, we got to say muchas orquestas famosos. Then vinieron de famosos países, de varios países. We have to rearrange the words a bit. So last year, many is muchas, many famous, what's the word here? Orquestas, orchestras came from different countries is how I would word this. Came from varios, you can say various, but normally they prefer you use like different. It's more common in English, isn't it? Different countries. There. And that's how I do the translation. But that's the whole paper done. I want you to pay attention to how I did the paper, especially the tip I wrote up here. Let's quickly flip back to that. When you answer it, do question by question, one paragraph at a time, and I'll do it in chronological order as you see me did here, or you'll realize the paper gets harder as you go on, so maybe start on question like 8 or 9 and then go work your way backwards. With the translation as well, leave a lot of space in between your answers, as I did here. I think this paper is genuinely quite easy. Like if you're just an average higher tier student, you've learned some vocab, you know your tenses, you're aiming for like a grade 7, 8, 9. I think you can get easy 50 or 55, whatever, out of 60. I don't think reading is that hard. Listening is difficult. Listening is a really difficult skill always for both foundation and higher tier students. But this paper seemed like a fun one. If you want me to do more like this, let me know in the comments. And then, yeah, subscribe for more GCSE Spanish videos. Vale, adios.